They were best friends for 20 years, until one of them died, and came back only to warn the other. This is the story of a man who learned too late that a real friend is tested not just in life, but even after death. Inspired by the timeless wisdom of Hazrat Ali, this mystery will shake your heart. The friend who returned after death. A heart-shaking Islamic story. Armin and Zaid had been inseparable since childhood. They grew up in the same neighborhood, played on the same dusty playground, shared the same water bottle during long summer afternoons, and protected each other from bullies in school. If anyone asked, they would proudly say, "We're not friends. We're brothers." But as they grew older, life separated them in ways they never imagined. Armin became quiet, responsible, and careful with money. He supported his parents, worked 2 jobs, and still found time to help neighbors. Everyone trusted him. Zaid, on the other hand, was different. Charming, loud, loved by everyone, but careless with money, emotions, and promises. He drifted from one job to another, always looking for a shortcut to success. But even with their opposite lives, their bond stayed strong, or so Armin believed. One night, something happened that would test everything between them. Armin received a call at 1 a.m. Zaid's voice was shaking. "Bro, I'm in trouble, big trouble. Please come to the old factory. Only you can help me." Armin didn't even ask what happened. He just grabbed his jacket and rushed out of the house. When he arrived at the abandoned factory, Zaid came running toward him, sweating and terrified. "Armin, they're after me. I took money from the wrong people. They'll kill me. I need 50,000 rupees tonight." Armin's heart dropped. He didn't have that much money. His mother's medical bills were already heavy. But he looked at Zaid's trembling hands and his voice softened. "I'll try. I'll sell my bike." Within 2 hours, Armin did the impossible. He borrowed, begged, and sold everything he could. He returned with the money, placing it into Zaid's shaking hands. Zaid hugged him tight. "You saved my life, brother. Wallahi, I owe you everything." But the next morning, Zaid was gone. His phone switched off. His house locked. His social media disappeared. Days passed. Weeks. Months. Armin kept calling, sending messages, waiting for the friend he saved, only to realize he had been abandoned. People whispered behind his back that he was foolish, that Zaid used him, that he trusted too much. But Armin never said a single bad word about Zaid. He remembered Hazrat Ali's wisdom he once heard in a lecture. A friend cannot be considered a friend unless he is tested on 3 occasions. In time of need, behind your back, and after your death. Armin sighed. "I was tested, and maybe I failed." Years passed. Life moved on. Armin rebuilt his savings, supported his family, grew older and wiser. Then one evening, Zaid returned. But not like Armin expected. It was raining heavily when someone knocked on Armin's door. When he opened it, Zaid stood there, drenched, bearded, eyes tired and full of regret. He looked like someone who carried years' worth of guilt. "Armin, I need to talk to you." His voice cracked. Armin stared silently. He didn't slam the door, didn't shout, didn't curse. He simply stepped aside and let him in. They sat together in the dim light of the old living room. Zaid's voice trembled. "I ran away. I was scared. I was stupid. I ruined everything. I wronged you." Armin stayed quiet. Zaid continued. "I came back to return the money. I saved every rupee. I know it's too late, but please take it." Armin looked at the bundle of notes placed on the table. A silence hung between them, heavy, painful, but honest. Then Armin asked softly, "Why now?" Zaid swallowed hard. "Because I'm dying." Armin's eyes widened. "I have cancer, last stage. Doctors gave me months, maybe weeks." A tear slipped from Armin's eye. Zaid wiped his own tears and whispered, "I wanted to die with a clean heart. I betrayed the best friend Allah gave me." That night, Armin forgave him. He hugged him tightly, just like years ago. They prayed together, cried together, and fell asleep talking about childhood memories. The next morning, Zaid was gone again. But this time, he was gone forever. His body lay still in the guest room, hands resting peacefully over his chest, as if he had been waiting for forgiveness before returning to Allah. Armin performed his janazah with trembling hands. He washed his body with his own tears mixing in the water. He buried him with a heart that hurt more than it ever had. But this was only the first part of the test. The second test came behind his back. A week after Zaid's death, people began again with their whispers. See, he returned only when he needed money again. He tricked Armin even while dying. Such people never change. Armin listened, but he said nothing. He simply recited, Allah knows and Allah is enough. 3 days later, at night, Armin was sitting near Zaid's grave, silently making dua for him. Suddenly, he felt a soft breeze pass by, and in that moment he felt a presence behind him, a presence that made his heart race. He turned around slowly. A man stood a few steps away. No shadows, no footsteps, just a calm, glowing presence. For a moment, Armin couldn't breathe. It was Zaid, not like a living man, but not like a ghost either. His face was peaceful, glowing gently like moonlight. His eyes no longer carried regret, only gratitude. Armin froze. His lips trembled. Zaid. Zaid's voice was soft, unlike before. Don't be afraid, brother. Armin's hands shook. But you're gone. I know. Zaid smiled sadly. But a friend is tested even after death. Remember? Armin's breath hitched. The quote of Hazrat Ali, echoed through his mind. Zaid continued, I came to say thank you for helping me when I was alive, for forgiving me when I failed you, and for defending me even when others accuse me now. Armin felt tears streaming down his face. Are you okay? Zaid nodded. Allah showed mercy. The night you forgave me, a burden lifted from my soul. Your forgiveness saved me more than medicine ever could. Armin sobbed quietly. I miss you, brother. Zaid smiled warmly. We will meet again, on a day when no one can lie and no one can betray. A day when true friendship will shine. He stepped back, slowly fading into the gentle mist. Armin, his voice echoed softly. You were my friend in life, in death, and in the test after death. And then he disappeared. Armin fell to his knees, crying, not out of fear, but out of a love that had been purified by Allah himself. From that night onward, Armin changed. He became softer, kinder, more forgiving. He helped people quietly, without expecting anything. He told no one about what he saw, not because he feared disbelief, but because some miracles are meant to stay in the heart. Every time he walked past Zaid's grave, he whispered, May Allah grant you light, my friend. And every time he remembered the incident, he repeated the wisdom that had shaped his life forever. A friend cannot be considered a friend unless he is tested on 3 occasions: in time of need, behind your back, and after your death. And Allah had tested him on all 3, and Armin had passed. If this story touched your heart, imagine hearing such reminders every day. Click subscribe to Deen in Minute, where every minute brings you closer to Allah, closer to truth, closer to the life your soul is searching for. Share this story with at least one friend, maybe the one who needs to hear about true loyalty today. And remember, real friends pull us toward Jannah, not away from it. Follow, subscribe, and spread the message. Deen in Minute.